Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna do a quick review, or I should say a quick video. This is gonna be a video response to Homicidentown. If you don't know who he is, pretty cool guy, go check his channel. And I've been meaning to do this video for a few days now, but I just got time to do it. Homicide, I saw your video on the $10,000 bugger bag. There's some things that I personally would make to the bugger bag. Each person is different. Me personally, I lean more towards the survival, long-term survival. So to give you an example, I do carry water, food, things like that. But I also carry, means to gather food and also other means to gather water. So in case I run out of food, then I also have the ability to hunt. So my bugger bag's still in process. One of the things I need to add is shelter, water filter, and animal traps. Other than that, I think I'm pretty much set. So I'm gonna go over the video. I might have to skip every once in a while. What I want to do is I want to skip to the part where you start disassembling the bag and talking about the contents. So this is one bugger bag. One thing to mention is a lot of content that you have inside. I know each thing is like in its own bag, like a blue bag or a red bag or a black bag, and some, like my bugger bag, is not waterproof. So one thing you might want to consider is either waterproofing your bugger bag or getting a rain cover for it. So just a suggestion on that. Me personally, I will be getting a rain cover for my bugger bag. Let's see what else. I noticed that you got a lot of what do they call it? Glow sticks, which I carry one or two, so I do like those. That right there, the candles. Candles would be okay to have, excuse me, but me personally, I like to stick to renewable sources of lighting. So I noticed that you have a hand crank, well, you got the radio, and you also have the blue hand crank flashlight, and so those are great. So me personally, I wouldn't carry the candles. I do have the candles though, because I saw some of your other videos. I do like the candles for home, and again, just my personal preference. If I'm gonna have a source of lighting, it has to be renewable. Like the blue hand crank flashlight you have, that's a renewable energy, so you can reuse it and reuse it. Versus the teacup candles, once they're burnt, then they're burnt. So I like to stick to, one item has to have multiple purposes, and it has to at least be, reusable. Okay, so it's coming up here in a second. So that flashlight is, I like it. I need to get me one of those. I have solar flashlights, but I need, a hand crank flashlight in case my solar battery on the flashlight runs out. Like on this one, the one black flashlight, again, it uses batteries weight, they weigh a couple ounces, right? But what happens after they run out? Then the flashlight is useless. So now you have dead weight, and now you have batteries that are dead, so they are also dead weight. So that's why I like I said again, renewable sources of energy, like the blue flashlight that you have. It might not put as many lumens as this flashlight, but at least it's reusable. And that blue flashlight it's very lightweight, versus this one, it's bright, but again, uses batteries. After the batteries are dead, then it's dead weight. The other thing is because I live probably about 3 hours from Chicago. I know the type of cold weather we've had up here, -10, and it's ridiculous. So if you're bugging out, the cold weather is going to kill your batteries a lot faster. Which again, back to the blue flashlight, if you have the blue flashlight, that's reusable, so you can just crank it and then you got light. Let's see. So on the hammer that you just saw, I'm not against the hammer. Make sure it's on camera. I'm not against the hammer. There are some other things that you can use. That is a one item purpose. Like I said, for me it has to be multiple purposes. So what I would suggest is maybe, I think you said you had like an axe. I have the Bear Grylls hatchet. The back of it is very thin, but you can use it to hammer nails if you had to. And also the back of my K-bar knife, which is part of my boggle back knives, which you can go back in my videos and look, it has like a nice little flat surface, probably about the size of a dollar coin, and I've used that to pound stakes into the ground, and you can also use that to hit nails into whatever if you had to. So there's other ways, like for example the hatchet you can probably use as a hammer. So just a suggestion. So this is where, let me see, this is where you might want to be careful though. Okay, so on the flashlight, not this part. Rope, everybody needs rope. I would suggest camo. That is orange, or I'm sorry, that is yellow. And if you are trying to bug out and trying to hide and stay hidden, either black, olive green, or camo, 550 will work much better than the yellow. Unless you're trying to be found, then you can go with yellow. I prefer the dark colors, the dark 550 colors. Jute twine works great too. So on the water filter, this is where you might want to be careful. I believe I saw a video. I know this is a Sawyer water filter. If, let's say you filter some water, if you let that filter freeze, I think it goes bad. I'm not 100% sure, but it's just like any other water filter. If it freezes and you try to filter with it, then you're pretty much gonna ruin it. So I like the Sawyer water filters. My suggestion would be to keep that on your body so that your body heat doesn't freeze it if you filter water. If you're not using it, fine, and it's 100% dry, you can go in your boggle bag. But if you use it, you might want to consider like putting that in your pocket or maybe inside your jacket. So on the lantern, that weighs a couple ounces, I see. Again, uses batteries, and once the batteries go dead, then you have dead lantern. You have, it's useless. You got batteries, they're useless. if you're going to carry that in your buggle bag. The cold weather's going to drain the batteries a lot faster. So for that, there's multiple options. It's called a Lucy solar lantern, and it's inflatable like so. And there's tons of YouTube videos on this. You can go and look at LUCI, the Lucy inflatable solar lantern. Very bright. I plan on adding this to my buggle bag. The other thing on top of that, if you want to go, it's called the Luminaid, Luminaid. It's inflatable. It's got a kind of like a little pouch. You can fill these with water if you wanted to, but it's solar. Both of them are solar. Now the big misconception with solar power is, well, if there's no sun, it's not gonna power my device, and that is a lie. I have the flashlights, the black flashlights, the solar flashlights. I have left them outside in my porch for weeks, in the wintertime below zero, and as long as it's daylight, they charge. The more sun, yes, the faster they're going to charge, but they also charge via UV rays. So even if there's no sun, there are UV rays hitting it, so they do charge. So even if people say, well, it doesn't power my device because there's no sun, yes it is, but it's not charging it as fast as if there was sunlight. So this would be another option for your lantern. Multiple uses versus the lantern which uses batteries, different colors, as you can see. And on top of that, because it is really flat, just like the Luminaid, it's just nice and flat. And I wish there was another picture that I could have shown you. There it is. That's the Luminaid. That's it, fold up and stored the way it comes. It's just probably the size of a good credit card, or at least the length and the width. It might be a little bit thick, probably, but not stupid thick. I mean, it's just nice and thick. And you can just Velcro this to your buggle bag, put a little bit of Velcro. You can get a carabiner, and again, it takes a lot less space than the flashlight you just took out of your buggle bag. So that's your flashlight, or your lantern, sorry. See how big it is? Compare that to the other two. It takes a lot less space, it's reusable, doesn't use batteries. That was my 2 cents on the solar light. So like I said, I like to keep it consistent. I like to have it multiple purposes. I like to, for each item to have, multiple uses. So like this other mason jar you pulled out, that I saw your video on how to make a solar light out of that. You can cut the weight and also the space by getting either one of these or one of these. That's the Luminaid, and again, that's the Luminaid packed. How it comes, and here it is once you inflate it, and hopefully that is coming out okay on the camera. And if you want to go the other route, you can go with the Lucy lantern. So let's see, I think that was it on this one. You did the headlamp. Love the headlamp. Everybody needs one, at least in your buggle bag. It keeps your hands free. You can move around. I like my headlamp. I like yours too. I think it's a great idea. The taser, I don't know about the taser. Never owned one. That right there, the balaclava, that's awesome. I like that, you know, especially in the wintertime. You definitely gotta have one. I like my balaclava. It's very nice and thick. Here you got some ammo, I believe. And like a washcloth and a bunch of other little stuff. Oops, sorry about that. Put this back the way it was. On the gas mask, I like the gas mask. My suggestion with the gas mask is, if you want to cut the weight, there are videos where you can make a gas mask out of a 2-liter and out of a woman's bra, and you know, different ways. Me personally, I wouldn't carry a gas mask. You live in a large city, I would. And if I was you, I would carry one. That was a good idea on the gas mask. Can't remember what it was in here. Oh, your fire kit. I like the fire kit. Great idea. I also have one. I hopefully will upload the video tonight. Again, the flashlight, you know, you can 86 that, put another lighter in there. Wet fire, you can get the wet fire at Walmart, which is part of my fire kit. I love the wet fire. If you want to start a fire in the rain, a little cube of wet fire will make that happen. I've never seen those fire starting kits, so I'm not sure what that is. I like that. I need to get one of those. A little siphoning pump. I like your fishing kit. Great fishing kit. I got fishing yo-yos just because with fishing yo-yo, which is part of my, you know, gathering food. You know, once I consume the food in my bago bag, then I need to replenish it, and the only way to do that is either scavenging or hunting. And with the fishing kits or the fishing yo-yos, all you do is set them and check them at least once every 2 hours, and you probably caught something. I like the petrol cotton balls. Now the petrol cotton balls you can use rather than the wet fire. Me preferably, I like the wet fire. So again, with the water filter, be careful. Make sure that, you know, if you use it in the wintertime, that you store it in your pocket, front pocket, inside your coat, so that the filter does not freeze over. Especially this crazy below zero weather we've been having. With the spoon and spork, or the spoon and the fork, you can probably get like a spork made out of aluminum. C2 Summit makes one, and it's a really long one. It's probably about good 12 inches long, made of either aluminum or titanium. Aluminum one is a lot cheaper, which is the one I had, but for some reason I lost it. And then with the mess kit, my only suggestion with the mess kit is, I used to have one of those, and when I went camping I used to cook on those, and for some reason I had a really hard time cleaning them because they're aluminum, so everything I cooked on it stuck to it. So come, you know, cleaning it, you know, I needed, you know, a rock to clean the heck out of those cleaning kits. There's the green filter. Again, be careful with the water filters. The penny stove, I don't see a use for the penny stove. You know, if you're gonna carry alcohol to start a fire, it's just, you know, extra items you gotta carry. And also, if you look at the penny stove, see how big it is. You know, it takes a lot of space. So you can get rid of the penny stove and get some of the wet fires and, you know, start a fire. I like the canteen. just because it's made out of metal, so you can boil water, and it also has a cup, so you can also boil water out of it. So you're boiling water twice as fast rather than just boiling water in the cup. And I also like your little knife. You can actually make this into a neck knife if you wanted to. That way you don't have to keep it in your bag, which is what I'm planning on doing with my more Light My Fire. The cleaning kit, the gun cleaning kit, the hops, there is a small cleaning kit, and I know it's got the 2 metal rods to make it, to clean the guns a lot, if it's a long barrel gun. There is a cleaning kit that they sell the rods, and they're broken into either like 4 inches or 6 inches, so you can cut the size of this whole cleaning kit by nearly half. And all I carry in my cleaning kit is the rods and either a bronze brush and a wire brush, and that's about it. I need to add some frog loop to my buckle back. The other thing is that Prepper, the book Prepper something guide. I've never seen it, never read it, so I don't know what to say about that. But with that hatchet, you can see the back of it. You can probably use that to pound nails, so you can get rid of your hammer if you had to, cutting some of the weight as well as some of the space. And I believe this is where you pull out the food. Okay, so on food, I like to go with dehydrating food, just because it's a lot less heavy. It's very lightweight. All you do is add water, boiling water, but if you didn't have means to boil it, then you can just add regular water. It's very lightweight, very thin. It's got a lot of calories. It's got a long shelf life. If you go to Walmart, Mutton House is probably what everybody buys. Backpackers Pantry meals are also very lightweight. You can get a pouch for about $12, and it contains anywhere from 450 all the way up to 600 calories per pouch, or per serving, I believe. So 1200 calories per pouch. So I like to go that route rather than the raisins and the peanut butter. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like peanut butter. They actually do sell a peanut butter pouch, kind of like this one, the water pouch here, with a really long shelf life. So you can 86 the peanut butter you have in there and get these pouches that have peanut butter in them, and you can use you can use peanut butter to eat it, but you can also use it for bait for coons and things like that, squirrels. The flask there, my suggestion, instead of carrying like liquor, I would put vodka on there. You can use it for sterilizing a wound, not like flavored vodka, just plain old vodka. Sterilizing a wound, cleaning a knife, but also you can use it for drinking or fire starting if you had to. Again, with the MREs, they're just a little bit too heavy for me. I can't see how big and thick and heavy it is. I mean, you can, the MRE is going to give you more calories, but you can substitute that for 2, Backpackers Pantry. The other one is Wise Food. You can buy that at Rural King, and they're going to give you as much calories as this thick MRE. They're going to have a long shelf life, and all you do is add water, and they're not going to weigh 1/3 of what this thing weighs, and it's not going to be as thick as this thing. The thing about dehydrated food is that it takes almost no space. I like just dehydrated food, very lightweight. Those I would keep, the SOS rations, because I know one bar is like 400 some calories, so those I would keep. The MREs, not so much. You can substitute that for something much more lightweight and more calorie intake. That stove, every time I've been camping and hiking, the only stove I have is the butane stove, which cost me like $5.80 on Amazon with free shipping, and it came from China. But all you do is buy the gas canisters, the butane gas canisters, which run around, I don't know, $8, $10 at Walmart, and it'll last you a long time. But as far as having a stove, I never, me personally, I never used one, because there's really no need to use a stove. It's just like building a fire. You just use rocks or dig a little hole, and that's about it. I know that these use the tablets to get a fire started, but again, once you run out of tablets, then all you have is this as dead weight. And let's see, I think that's pretty much about it on that one. Me personally, I just want to carry the stove. It's not it's yeah, you can put sticks and burn them and things like that, but you can do that the same without the stove. So then that's just dead weight. Again, I'm not being critical or criticizing. I'm just giving you my what I would carry, and you can take it, but please don't take this the wrong way neither. Don't think I'm an expert. Don't think that I'm being an asshole. I'm just giving you my opinion, and if you think I'm being critical or sarcastic, or not sarcastic, if you think I'm being rude, I am not. I don't I'm not being rude at all. I'm just trying to be helpful. The radio, I like the radio. I do like that. I got the Grundig, and I also have an Eaton, so I do like the radio, and it's also helpful to listening to the outside world as far as what's going on. So on this one, I think I like everything. Just an FYI, I don't know if it's just me, but that 5-hour energy drink, I've drank 4 of them, because at first I drank one and it didn't do nothing, so then I drank another one, didn't do nothing, so then I drank 2 of them and it still didn't do nothing. I just don't like not even nothing, like no energy kick or nothing. They taste okay, but they didn't give me an energy boost. Now your first aid kits, I do like those. Those are nice and beefy. Which I gotta get started on my first aid kit. So like I said, on the wood stove, once those tablets go out, then you're just left with the wood stove, right? And you're not gonna be carrying a little wood stove. So it's unnecessary. With the lantern, again, you can go with this inflatable solar, put some Velcro behind it, and attach it to the back side of your buggle bag, and come nighttime, like this person, inflate it and either put it inside your tent or outside your tent. That's why I like these solar lights. Now, as far as the communications, like the walkie-talkies, those I would carry. They are okay, you know, especially if you're you got a family and you're trying to communicate with them. Those would come in handy, so those I would keep. Again, be careful with the water filter in the winter time. I got a Glock 22. I gotta buy the conversion barrel so I can go from 40 to 9. I actually got 2 17 round mags and then one 32 round 9mm mag from my old Glock 17 that I used to have. I did keep the magazines. So I don't know if I want to go, you know, get a rifle that can shoot those, or if I want to go a different route. That's a different video though. The rope again, if you want to be concealed, I would not suggest blue. I would suggest either black, you know, camo, OD green, something like that. I like the machete. I think that's your significant other's back. The U-twine, I do like the U-twine. When I hang up my fishing yo-yos, I use the U-twine. Make it look very natural. Yes, I like that's exactly what I carry on mine. I carry that little thing and the brush, duct tape, and electrical tape. I would carry Ride in the Rain little notepad, and that's another thing that I have to add to my buggle bag. And the reason I like to Ride in the Rain is because I can write down, you know, important phone numbers, addresses, in case SHTF, rather than those, you know, if that, again, if, you know, if that gets wet, then, you know, they're pretty much erased. So that's why at the beginning of the video I said, you know, if you have, like, for example, this, I would either waterproof the buggle bag or get a rain cover for it, or put all your non-waterproof items in a waterproof bag. But me personally, I would waterproof the buggle bag because, you know, if it gets wet, it's just like wearing wet clothes. You know, they weigh a lot more. So if you waterproof this, it's not gonna get wet, so it's not gonna add the extra weight from the water soaking the buggle bag. I'm not sure what that is. Little cups, I think. I think those are seats. That's a good idea. That's actually a pretty good idea. I think I might have to add that to my buggle bag. I like the scope. Me preferably, I like iron sights, but you know, since I bought the Chiappa Excalibur, the survival rifle, iron sights were kind of crappy, so I ended up putting a optic on it. I'll do a video on that. Great survival rifle, 12 gauge over 22. My suggestion also would be to 86 the water bottles that I saw, and maybe get like a 2-liter canteen bladder. I like canteen bladders. Bug spray and all that stuff, sunscreen, very important. That's the one item that I would carry, you know, bug spray, especially in the summertime, because they will kill you. That is your fire kit, I believe. Yep, that is your fire kit. Sorry if this is kind of taking a little longer. Let's see. So again, with the penny stove, I would 86 that, just because again, if you run out of alcohol, then it's just, you know, dead weight. One thing I would add though, 'cause, is a box of cigarettes, like a carton of cigarettes. which you can use for bartering. A lot of people smoke, and it's a horrible habit. And if they don't smoke, they don't get their fix. They get kind of cranky. So a carton of cigarettes, which is one of the many items I need to add to my buggle bag. Nothing expensive though, just like the cheapest. Oh my god, I can't believe they're horrible cigarettes. Now again, with the candles, they take space, they weigh a lot. You can go with an inflatable solar lantern. Heck, go with 2 of them. They nearly weigh nothing, and they're reusable, which I do need to get one. But I'm gonna get the Illuminate, and I'm gonna get one of the Illuminates and one of the Lucy's. I noticed that you have some books back there. I believe that one back there is for wild edible plants. Maybe. If it's not, you need to get one. If it is, good. Wild edible plants are huge. We have to have vitamin A, vitamin B, C, D, E. That SAS survival book, I've seen some of them at the gun show. I would keep that. That looks like something that could come in handy. How to make a shelter, the different types of knots, and cooking methods and survival methods. So I do like that book. Again, some of these items are perishable, like the sticks and the beef jerky. I noticed that you had some banana slices. Those are awesome. I think Mountain House makes them. You can buy them at Walmart. They're honey-coated banana slices. They have really long shelf life. I think it's like 5 years. And they taste awesome. And you can use them for bait, if you're trapping animals and things like that. But again, you can cut some of the weight down by going with dehydrated food. Those I do like. But again, you can also go with water bladder. Those banana chips, they're really awesome. But there's a different brand that I bought from Walmart. And that's your hatchet and your machete and your rifle. And I believe that was pretty much about it. Yeah, so my suggestion would be to waterproof the bags, or at least keep your items into a waterproof container, waterproof bag, a dry bag. But again, I would waterproof the buggle bag because if they get wet, they will add more weight to it. And there's different things you can do to cut some of the weight with the food, with the lanterns, with the flashlights. Some of the things I didn't see is like extra clothing, extra pair of socks, extra underwear, just some of the basics, and toilet paper. I didn't think I see toilet paper. That's huge. You gotta have toilet paper, man. So that's it, man. I don't want to keep this any longer than it is. Sorry it took so long. Hopefully you liked it. So let me know what you think.